Okay, short reloading video is kind of a part 2 for Bottleneck rifle cartridge reloading. Wanted to move on to a neck size. The last video I did was a full length size, and I explained in there what that's all about. I also kind of mentioned in there that that neck sizing is something that is available. It's supposed to lend itself to accuracy. You should only use it on rifles that are not auto-loading, like a bolt-action rifle would be a good candidate for neck sizing if you decide that that's something you want to do. I personally don't do any kind of competition shooting or anything like that, or any kind of real high precision type shooting, and I believe there's a big community out there that believes you can lightly bump shoulders with full-length die sets and accomplish very similar results to neck sizing. There are some downsides to neck sizing that, in my opinion, eventually the cases are so fire-formed to the chamber that they're actually difficult to chamber. And that is part of the reason that it's not advised to neck size cases that are going into an auto-loader, because they may eventually, right away or eventually, not reliably seat into the chamber for you. So neck size, as opposed to a full-length size, a neck-sized die will come in. There's multiple ways for this to be accomplished. Some are bushing, some are collet, like so. Basically, something generally goes on in the inside that is about, the diameter, a little bit smaller maybe than the bullet, and the outside is then squeezed very hard and basically forces the neck to squeeze down to a very predetermined size, and that size should allow a bullet to then seat in there. And it does not work the shoulder, it does not work any bit of the case other than the neck. So the idea is once the cartridge has been fired in a chamber, it's a perfect match to that chamber. And you're going to have less run out, and you're going to have less misalignment between the bore and the bullet, and on. You can look into it if you're interested. But this is how I set up. This is a Lee Collet die. There's instructions for it. This is a 243 Winchester. No lube, okay? You don't need to lube this because there's no sizing details in there other than there's a post in there with a correctly sized, I don't know what you call it, but there's a piece inside of there that's going to go inside of here, and we're going to squeeze around in it with a collet. So how you do it? Oh, mosquito season. There we go. I'm going to come down, and I took the O-ring out of this because I don't like them in the Lee ones, but hey, maybe they're going to tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, tighten it down. There we go. We're kind of getting in there good. And what's happening is the case is starting to push the collet, the drawbar kind of thing, up, and the collet's starting to want to close around the case. So down. This is a feel thing. It's just like, in my opinion, kind of like factory crimp die. It's sort of the same thing to me. They're both collets. So as I'm coming in here and I'm going up with the ram, I'm starting to feel like almost like the cam over feeling. Okay, so once I get to a sufficient amount, and it's not a little bit, in this I use quite a bit. There we go. I don't want to have to put a lot of pressure, a lot of force. I kind of want it to be stiff though. So that's where I'm at. This is pretty stiff, trying to get that handle to go down. So I feel like I'm going to get a good amount of resizing. What's going to happen if you don't size it enough? You won't get much neck tension. Your bullets might be able to set back in the case, which isn't really something you want. Hopefully you'll notice during seating, so say you did these and you did a bunch of them, and then you undersized them. So basically they're going to still be a little bit too big. You go to seat the bullets, and the bullets are kind of just falling in. They're not feeling right. Well, that ain't good. You may want to revisit what you did during your seating. So once you get it how you want to set, you leave the bullet in there, your case in there. You're all the way down with your ram. Come in here with your wrench or whatever you're using and tighten that sucker down, okay? You don't want it moving. There we go. Now pop this guy out. Ugh. and it's ready to go. You'll see right here. Ah, come on. That we got a nice tight neck. Okay, that bullet's not going anywhere. All right, so that's the neck size.